And you're listening to 89.3 2GLF. Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage back again. And especially welcoming back Making Marriage Great Again with Miss Dragonfly. And today we are diving headfirst into one of the most explosive, emotional and honest conversations we can have about marriage. Aren't we, Bluey? Welcome back to the studio.
Explosive?
Yes, it's very controversial and it shouldn't be.
Especially at this time.
Yeah, but especially at this time. And
maybe
that
explosive is not the right word to use.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes, certainly. And that is the topic of should traditional gender roles make a comeback? Shouldn't be controversial, but for some reason it is. Because, once upon a time, husbands led the home, wives nurtured the family, everyone knew their role, and while it wasn't perfect, well, it worked for millions of couples. And fast forward to today, and we've got confusion, competition, and conflict.
Confusion, competition, and conflict.
So here's the question. Have we thrown the baby out with the bathwater in our rush to modernise and have equality under the guise of equality for everyone? And have we traded structure and stability for chaos and burnout? I think some people, that will resonate with some people. And in today's show, we'll unpack what traditional roles actually got right, which ones we should leave in the past, and how couples today can rediscover their rhythm without turning back the clock. So we're asking the hard questions like, can a woman really respect a man she has to lead? Is submission a weakness or wisdom? And what does leadership look like when it's done right? So whether you're single, married, or somewhere in between, today's show might just change the way you see relationships forever. So buckle up, grab your tea or your whiskey. But, people know straight away because of the context, because of that, the MAGA, what it's all about. And pushing marriage. I mean, it shouldn't
Get
be pushed.
MAGA on your
reminding
marriage.
people about marriage. So the big thing.
The big thing?
That's such a big thing. Well, really, I mean, traditional gender roles, should it make a comeback in marriage? So, our modern marriage is falling apart because no one wants to play their role anymore. Today we're asking...
Or do they even know which role to play?
Yeah. Should traditional gender roles make a comeback? And if so, which ones? So we know
I'll be back.
we know there were good and bad when people say the good old days. Look, there were heaps of good, but there was
were
always
they ever?
some
all
bad.
remember when, but we always remember the good things.
We always remember the good things. But how about we bring elements of the good things back? Bring the good things back then.
Bring the good things back, dump the crap.
Dump the crap, because look, really, the stat, 50% of marriages still in divorce.
Is that real?
Yeah, in the Western world, though. In the East, it is catching up to the West because it's starting on a trend because I guess they've
Because
been
it seems to
influenced.
me that there's not too many that will last the whole... Because if 50% end up in divorce,
yeah.
that means that 50% to
Do-
death
do-
do us part.
Yeah.
But there again, there's a lot of people with things that drop off early.
Not happy, but they're still, legally married, which we won't know
And I
about.
suppose it's not counted as a divorce if one of the spouses pass away, or
No,
whatever.
that's widowhood. That's not divorce. Yeah.
So what would that percentage be like? And what would be end up? Because, if you're going to be to death do us part, say for example, you're going to be married to someone for 50 to 60 years.
Yeah.
how many couples would stay together today for the next 50 to 60?
Golden oldies.
Yeah. So
But-
50% divorce rate, is that, I wonder if, what,
Western
well,
world.
obviously they've got records of
Yeah.
it. They've got
Yeah.
all the marriage and death or whatever records.
Well, I guess what they
Birth,
do is
deaths and
look at
marriage, isn't it, or something?
how many marriages happened that year and how many divorces happened that year.
Ah,
Then you
right.
get the
yeah,
equation.
I see. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, with such a big divorce rate, did that happen because, couples knew their roles or they didn't inspire?
Well, they seem to. They seem
That's
to
why
just
the
know
cause.
it.
Ending.
Yeah, where are you going to get your advice from?
Yeah.
How are you
And
going
so
to know how to
really,
act?
I mean, there's
89.3 2GLF FM.
And a reminder to everyone, you can call in to us and tell us what you think about this topic. So the number is 02 9822 8893.
Goodness.
Okay. The problem with modern marriages, I mean, there's confusion really, like who's leading? Who's supposed to be leading? Who's supposed to be providing? Who's nurturing? And who's responsible for emotional connection? Now, if you
All in one sentence.
all in one sentence. So this is all the confusion. But if you flick up on social media or any of the relationship experts that are in there, the mainstream, all they can say is, we all should be sharing. We both the couple, both parties, both people in the marriage should be doing the leading. You should be doing the providing. Should be split. You're equal, so you do the same thing. Hello, we're not the same though. That's ignoring the fact that we're not the same. That's why we have men's categories and women's categories in a lot of things.
Men are way better than women at many things, and women are way better than men at many things. And
Different things.
Different things. They just have a natural tendency to be able to do things different.
But also, I guess there's been pressure on modern marriages because, some of the modern issues are like dual income. They're both husband and wife have to work. Now we engineered it. It used to be, women lobby to get the right to go to work and all that sort of. They didn't have to work.
And then it goes, oh my God, what did we do that for?
Yeah, because now they have to.
No, they have
it's
to
not
do
a
it.
choice anymore. You have to.
No, they're like,
Be careful what you ask for.
If there's any way
What
we
you
can
wish for.
find some man with enough wealth that means that I don't have to
Have
work
to
anymore.
That's what's
Who cares if he's 92?
or in a wheelchair?
Or in a wheelchair, as long as I don't have to go to work.
So, you know what? The feminists and the women they talk the narrative, okay, but in
Or
practice,
shout the narrative.
or shout the narrative from the rooftop, but want other women to do that to basically qualify their statement, but they don't do it. What they really want is to
But
have.
they don't qualify.
Well, look at the amount of feminists that go on about women should be doing more science topics and science areas and engineering and maths. Well, why aren't they in it? They want other women to do it. To give what they're saying credence.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do it.
They
Just
don't
like
wanna do the
women,
hard work.
that's that. But you can look at all the eastern suburbs housewives. Husband's bringing in money, so why don't you go get a job?
Well, they've got an event in the coffee shop and with this on. And
No, you see? That's the life they really want.
so therefore, it's not equal, because if you're some guy working and you're bringing home the bacon sort of thing and like a large income or whatever, and you're coming home and you find the place is a mess, there's things, so you have to have cleaners and cooks, and
What's
the
she
woman
supposed
really doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Where it works is if there's a team involvement, like you're working towards the same goal. Like if we work hard, we put all our things into one basket type and save, and into the piggy bank it goes and all of that, then you're working on a goal together.
Yeah. Now, that's what people lose sight of, though.
But
Like
when
I say,
one person's doing the huffing and puffing and the other one's lying down getting the nails done like Cleopatra eating strawberries, you know, and on the balcony.
it's me. But other things are like men are unsure how to lead without being called controlling. I mean, that is really, so men have lost
just-
really
just
their
to be-
masculinity, be a sense of what it's like to be a man, what's expected.
Yeah.
You know, on one hand, there be all this talk about toxic masculinity, and men are now scared to even open the door for a woman.
Well, masculinity has gone down the gurgler.
Down the gurgler, and so you've got now a lot of feminized men, effeminate men, which women.
And then you can see these places where you've got, like, say, Baltic Russians that are in Siberia or some places like that, and you can see the men are just
so
like
masculine.
strong.
So
There's nothing can hurt
give a
them.
shit.
You know, they could get hit by a truck.
But you know
and
what?
the truck
And
would
as
bounce off.
women, and as even feminists, they might say toxic masculinity and don't want a man and blah 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 blah, but they're not attracted to feminized men.
No, they're not.
No, they're not,
No.
because it's biology that kicks in.
They seem like the feminized men might think they get all the girls or whatever, but
Yeah,
as soon as a
no.
man walks in, as soon as a big man walks in with
They
it's got
don't
confidence
really.
and has got strength and has got a chiseled jawline or whatever, big shoulders, all the wimpy men are gone.
You know,
all the girls just right towards
yeah,
him.
you know, at the end of the day, women, you know what? And secretly, they love a man to take over. So no, I'm paying the bill. No, I'm taking care of this, rather than okay. Oh yeah, a man go okay. We split it now. That was $153. So if we split that, that'd be. They say 50 and what
$76.50
down
each.
to the last cent,
and then,
then-
who's paying and then the tip.
and then the tip. Okay, how are we going to split the tip and that? Really, women, do you want that? I looked after, and it's or carry the luggage when they're going off on vacation. No, you really don't want to do that. So this is the thing. Like there's some sort of embarrassment. They don't want other women to know that's what they really think, or society to know, even though they might say that, because one, of betraying the sisterhood kind of thing, and think they're rolling back all the hard-won gains by the feminist movement. And secondly, because of the way traditional women have been put down, and labelled as doormat and so forth, they don't want that label. That's what they think that would happen. And so it is also society's fault. And the society, they keep equating equality with being the same. Do you need to be the same to be equal?
Well, we're certainly not that. We're certainly not the same.
Not the same. And they keep wanting to push us and saying we're the same. We're not the same physically, and we're not the same emotionally, and we're not the same mentally, and we are not the same in terms of skills. Okay, so why do you insist on in people doing the same? And because of that, I guess women are expected to do it all, really. Have your career, have your kids, still maintain your looks, and still be up with intimacy at the end of a day when she's so tired. So women, in a way, women have done it to themselves. What used to be, I want the right to go to work, is now
I want the right
compulsory.
to stay at home.
Yeah. Now you have to.
Yeah.
So that's why I've heard of a lot of actually conservative commentators saying women are women actually happy? They've got all that. They're not happy. Modern women. They're actually quite miserable. And in fact, I think a few shows earlier, I discussed in a previous show about leftist liberal women are actually the most unhappiest.
So it appears.
Yeah, they've got
And
all
it
the
looks
rights.
like the more things that we have, the more things.
No,
It's not necessarily happiness.
No,
is it?
they're living to the narrative they're sproking, being single in a flat, not married, no kids, living for themselves, having their career. That's their dream, isn't it? But they're absolutely miserable. Because you're trying to force
They get
something.
lonely after a while.
Because you're trying to force something that isn't natural, behavior that is not natural.
Yeah.
And you cannot be
A lot of people
normal.
can't take the loneliness, you know. It's
But
like-
that's a human thing. It's not
thing,
a
yeah.
man or a woman thing. It's a human thing.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody's locked on a day, Wilson, what was that ball?
Yeah.
And the guy got locked on the island or something.
But the thing is, do we need to all do the same thing? I mean, yeah, I paint half the wall and you paint with the other half of the wall. That's what basically they're trying to say that we need to do. But really?
Well, I think
That's
what the
it's
society
kind of-
seems to leading
yeah.
us towards some form of competition some form of aggression between men and women.
Yeah, but
You know,
the
it's
thing
like,
is, yeah,
Let's head each other type of thing, you know?
yeah. But if you split everyone does the same thing. Like women have to do it all, career, kids, looks, intimacy, like that. I mean, what have you gotten yourself into? Put it in this. If you have to do so many, this is the thing. You're going to hire someone to do a job. You're going to hire a specialist, or you're going to hire a jack of all trades. Someone that's just a plumber, or someone's a handyman. Look, I can, I can fix the roof. I can do plumbing. I can, install your lights, do the electrician and all that. That's all fine and well. But if you'd rather have just a plumber, someone that just does the same
Or
thing.
somebody's got a license.
No, day in, day out. Rather than someone that can do all that thing, because guess what? You're never going to be as good if you don't have time to do all that. So women, if you're going to have the career and raising kids, which is what they all want women to do, have it all, have it both. No, literally, it comes down to literal time. You're not going to have as much time with your kids, and you're not going to be able to have as much time on your career, because you still got to find time out of your career. You can't stay back and work overtime till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, because you've got kids at home waiting. So something's got to give. So you can it's like a jack of all trades. You're not going to do exceptional with either of them, simply because of the so many hours in the day, if nothing else. Today we are discussing whether traditional gender roles should return to marriage. And I'm discussing with Bluey in the studio today. Now, the thing is, let's not throw out everything our grandparents did. I mean, really, some of it did work. That's why we see a lot of golden anniversaries from the golden oldies floating around. So... Not sure how many golden anniversaries would come out from this generation. So
that would be an interesting stat.
Yeah, that would definitely.
You might have to just reduce the age. You might have to take the 0 off the end.
yeah, certainly with some celebrity couples. But anyway, yep. What did they do what did they get right? And one of them, I'll have to say, is the division of labour. There's less conflict. I mean, you had division of labour, you had clear leadership, so that was better decision making, and you had masculine protection and feminine nurture. So that's a yin-yang thing. First, division of labour, because previously men went to work, brought in all the money. The women took care of the house, cooked the meals. Yeah, every woman knew how to cook back then. Did the baking, had the children and looked after their children. So when he came home, dinner was ready on the table. The children were bathed and cleaned, sat at the table. They all sat down to have a nice family dinner. So I think you can just see that on Leave It to Beaver. those vintage shows.
Yeah. This
You
is how
remember?
it used to be like.
Yeah, how it used to be like, and it worked that way. So we're thinking, what was wrong with it? I mean, they had clear leadership in terms of back then, the man made all the decisions, yeah?
Now there's hardly any at dinner table now without the mobile phones being
Yeah.
the centerpiece.
And also,
And virtually nobody talks to each other anymore unless they send each other a text message over the table.
yeah, and also, yeah, feminists were pushing for women to be the one making doing the leadership and making all the decisions. Or make it jointly as the more politically correct way of compromise. Make joint decisions. So it's like making decisions in a committee. Anyone that's been in a committee and you try to get anything done, what's been your experience?
Well, it's all this supposed red tape. It just seems like if this was just me myself, it would just be gone in one.
Yeah.
It would be done in a few minutes.
You know,
But here, by the time we debate it and then
and everyone's
discuss
got,
every ramification,
everyone's
and all
got their view and
that,
so forth.
ask 20 different people, you usually get 20 different opinions.
And so nothing got done. Nothing gets done. Very hard.
Virtually nothing.
Yeah,
gets
hard
done.
to get anything done.
The discussing usually takes longer than doing it.
Yeah, and also then because of that, you never really quite go to the best decision. It's a compromise decision, isn't it? Because it takes everyone's views into account. If you do that, now, should we get back to traditional gender roles? Let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay, look, the thing is, before you had clear leadership, you know, the man was saying, well, yeah, we could say, firstly, division of labour. Women did not have to go to work. She can just concentrate on doing all the housework, the home duties, and raising the children. So yeah, that was her job. And the man would go to work and he just concentrates on either his business or his career to bring in the money. His job is to bring in the bacon. Everyone knew what they had to do. Everyone just solely devoted their time to that. And when you solely devote your time to something, you do it better, don't you? As I say. So now women not only, like I stated, have to work, raise kids, you know, look after herself and the house as well. It's exhausting. And men, they don't know what they're supposed to do anymore. Go to work, and I think they keep pushing on. They're expected to help out in the home as well. Although some of them naughty ones don't, because if she's also has to go to work as well, so modern life has become has complicated things. Because she has to work now, not that that it's a choice anymore.
And if you work 5 days, you only...
Yeah.
You know, by the time Saturday comes, you've got to clean and cook,
So
clean and
everyone's
everything.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Everyone's just absolutely exhausted. So with the men, they're not sure what they're supposed to do anymore. If they really are supposed to be the breadwinner anymore.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the thing. And you know, if a man is not the provider, okay, can the woman still respect him? That's a big question feminists don't answer. Do they? No.
No, they just want to avoid that one.
They want to avoid that one. And if they don't respect a man that is not the provider and they're being the provider, what's the point?
Wouldn't last long.
Wouldn't last long. You cannot live with someone that does not respect you. And you cannot live with someone that you don't respect. So I don't think they really know what they're bucking up. And if you don't, then, well, actually, what they want is women not to get married or have a family.
Yeah.
Just seek your career with people you don't like, doing the work you don't necessarily enjoy. At the end of it, when you get old, and then what? Might have a paid-off house. Then what?
Go
who's
to
around.
old folks' home and then
Old
meet
folks.
with people your same age and sing songs back from the era you remember when.
Yeah, so this is the one big thing I see that Jordan Peterson has gotten right. And he said that's about childless women, childless couple. Yeah, it's all fine and well when you're young, but what do you do when you get old?
They say that as soon as you get to about 50, you start feeling that loneliness.
Yeah, you know,
And then where do I belong and who's going to be around?
go
and all
around
that.
when society does not treat all elderly people well.
But there's many instances where people have had children and then the parents are locked into some nursing home and just almost forgotten about.
almost
a lot
forgotten
of the time.
about as
There's
well.
hardly anybody goes and sees them.
But even when you get to about 60, then people usually, get contact with their grandchildren and so forth and that. 60-year-old single person, what do they have? Go do bingo at the club, local club, with some friends. But other people are normally married and have their own lives. They have their families, so it's very difficult. And this is the thing with like I say, with leadership. How can we relate this back? Let's get real. What traditional roles can actually help marriages today? I mean, masculine leadership has been rooted in service and responsibility. So, and the feminine in softness, encouragement, and influence. I think those things should come back. That helps because masculine, like I say, when we're talking about leadership in what context? You can't be in a committee. Like I say, even in a ship, there's a captain and his first mate. There for support. Is one more important than the other? Arguably, you say the captain's more important, but he needs a first mate. Or you've got the pilot. There's always a co-pilot. Which is more important. They both have responsibility there. But who takes the leadership and who makes the final decisions? It's the main person.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, aye, Captain, on both fronts. Because let's just say, but what I always come down to, whoever's in charge of that particular area or that task, they should make the decision and have the final say in that. Okay, so if the case of how to dress the children. You think the wife, woman want the man to put his 2 cents in or argue over how to dress the kids?
Or if
I'm in charge of this. Yeah, you go to your man shit.
Or if somebody's flying the plane, really don't want the wife coming in saying, "Oh, you're not doing it right."
Yeah, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it properly. I don't want the wife of the pilot. I want the pilot.
Oh, yeah, you should say this to the guy at work. Really, without really knowing, if you're not in that situation, it's different. Even if you relay everything that happens, it's not quite the same, is it? So if that's your area, then really you should be in charge of that and have a final say on that. So that's a modern way we can reinterpret in terms of leadership responsibility. It's just saying the man used to be in charge and had the final say in everything. Modern is whichever area you're in charge of, you have the final say in that.
Well, I think it's just like business. I mean, you come down, you've got to be really clear on your roles and responsibilities. I will be responsible for this, taking out the garbage.
Yeah.
and so on and so on. And my role will be
that and so forth.
And if it's clearly established, then I think you've got a foundation.
Yeah, and so there's no point in having then the other person come up. Okay, you should drag the bin this way or whatever.
You're doing it with the wrong hand.
With the wrong hand or so forth. You're not doing it, so don't say anything. And the other thing with feminine, softness, encouragement, and influence. That's how it used to be, and that's how it should be. You think of the wife, the feminine, as
well,
the first mate or the co-pilot.
She used to bring a calmness to the man.
She calm him
There's
down.
an old statement that
Put rationality.
well, women bring men to the side of good. If a man's single by himself, he could be villainous.
Yeah.
There's a tendency, but if a woman's around, usually it'll make a stabilization. She won't allow that because, if the stabilities will all be destroyed if some negative consequences occur.
Yeah.
And for her, stability is the most important thing, and therefore,
So she puts her view on it. Like I say, no matter how good you are, there's always something you overlook or don't think of. Mm-hmm. So even though your partner might be in charge of that, you can tell him your point of view, or offer him another way of looking at it, and then he needs to take that into consideration when he makes the final decision. Okay, so that's why. And this is the thing, the woman's job is also very important. Now, and also, like I say, it doesn't happen with Western culture in terms of traditional marriage, but in Eastern culture, especially it's a Far Eastern culture, as I said, East Asian culture, the woman, besides doing all that, she's also in charge of all the admin and the finances as well. Paying all the bills, searching for the best deals, and that. So she doesn't have to go to work, or she doesn't, not the one doing the income. She has time to do all that research. And also, and if she's more capable, as I say, doing the investment to grow their money. So her job is also very important. There is no power imbalance in that situation. Like feminists keep saying, you don't want to be a stay-at-home wife. You're what? You're going to become a doormat? There's going to be a big power imbalance. He's got all the money and you have nothing. And which is, well, if she's in charge of the finances, there's no power imbalance there as well as equal, because he's out there doing the earning. That's what he should solely focus on. And like I said, her job is all very important.
Besides, spending.
Well, it's up to
her
the
job
man.
is to spend.
Like we covered last week, you got to choose the right partner and the right woman for a man. Otherwise, that's
because she'll outspend your income.
Yeah. So I said, what type of wife do you want? You can find them at the nightclub, a nightclub one, the spender.
Does it come with a mute button?
Or you can find them at investment seminars if you want the person doing the investing.
Yeah.
But,
there's all these. There's lots of different in areas where you can meet the right person regarding your interests.
But those are things that should come back. Now, things that shouldn't come back, we say from the old days, is, of course, abuse. Abuse. From the old days, abuse.
Yeah, it used to be it used to be, didn't it?
Yeah, dominance, silence and silencing women. Be seen and not heard. They're saying, women, your partner is a valuable resource. Yeah, if you've chosen correctly. That's it. And also lack of education and financial control. Like a financial control, I guess, traditional marriage in the West, that's been the woman had no control over finances at all because she wasn't earning the money. And I guess back then the man was earning it all and he was in charge of all the big important matters, so to speak, like bank accounts and where to keep their money and so forth. I mean, why is he doing that? And the women, were seen as, she have no clue, so to speak, so he knew more. But modern traditional marriage, we can update the values, okay, with it. It can be modernized in terms of traditional marriage. So then, yes, take a leaf out from the East, I say. This is where the West needs to learn from the East. Okay, men go and do all the earning because he's got more stamina. He can take it doing the overtime more than women can. Women far better at admin than men are. You go and you manage the money and you do the investing. And so that's where it's absolutely crucial that men choose properly. Choose their spouse properly. That's so crucial. Like I say,
So
can
crucial.
make you or
you.
break you. But here's a couple of bombs, a couple of controversial questions.
Controversial questions.
I'm about to ask the question that no one dares to say out loud.
No, except for you.
Yeah.
But you'll dare to say it out
I'll
loud.
dare to say it out loud. That's it. Yeah, the old ones are
Hard advice for soft hearts. Or
It
what
is hard advice for soft hearts. So should husband always have the final say?
Yes.
In his area.
Yes, he should.
In his area.
All areas. All areas.
Now, this is a more not as clear cut.
Especially when it comes to the TV remote.
Fighting over that. I think it's solved now that people can afford multiple TVs.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Is a man still a provider if his wife earns more?
If
What do you
his
think,
wife
Jen?
earns more.
than him? Is he still a provider?
Well, yeah, he could provide other things.
No. So what would you do then in that
Advice,
type of situation?
wisdom.
It doesn't happen as often.
Does it have to be all structured around money?
Well, that's what beta men say. That's also to justify why they're beta, their beta status. So, if a man, if a woman earns more, she's the provider. Remember, like I said, you have to look at what your end goal is, and you want to achieve the optimum outcome for you as a couple. So you, as a team. So if she happens to be earning more, then it makes sense for her to be the main breadwinner. But that doesn't mean that he is then useless, because there's still lots of other things that men do better than women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might have one of them careers that she gets bucket loads of money for.
Loads of money, so it makes sense. And he might just be working at a department store as a sales assistant.
Yet he might have an IQ that's
so bad.
Yeah, and
so
he might have great humor. He might have lots of great qualities. So in that instance,
though, now it's hard for a woman to respect a man that doesn't earn as much as she does. This comes down to primal instinct. So you cannot blame women, okay? However, if a man in that situation, he's got other skills and actually puts those skills into action,
then a smart woman would be able to see all that has a value.
He has
outside
a value
of the folding stuff.
Yeah,
outside
or
of the
he might be an exceptional handyman, doing all the knocking up all the house and renovation and all that. Great. And then he could be the one.
He could build an extension or whatever.
Or whatever. But if she's bringing the money, he should be the one doing all the research and the investing.
Yeah.
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 So yes, he won't no longer be a provider in that sense, but it's just like the other instance where the man normally earns more, and I say the woman needs to do the investing.
And there's
just
no,
flip it.
Yeah, and there's no, I can't see what the thing is about a man going to the thing and buying the food, buying the nutrition. And cooking up something really nice.
Yep.
And, and men are good cooks too.
You can be good cooks too, yeah.
Oh, can be.
Can be. I've heard of some men, though, they refuse to learn how to cook because they're men. Men don't cook.
And some men are just the best.
Yeah,
I mean, if you ever went to a three-hat restaurant... and
basically, top chefs are all men.
They're top chefs are mostly all men.
Yeah, and I put it down because... Look, you pull anyone off the street. Chances are the woman's always the woman you pull is going to be better cooked than the man that you happen to random man.
Yeah.
But because men have greater stamina, they can take the long hours in the kitchen.
And they focus on something. If that's their career,
and that's their career, and then they focus.
They're bringing something to it.
Yeah. So when's the mindset? So.
And the other thing about being chef, you've got to be fast. You've got to be assertive. You've got to have it right. You've got to be, right on it, and that's difficult.
Okay, another one is, are modern women sabotaging their happiness by trying to be the man?
Wearing the trousers?
Yeah, no. Are they happy trying to be the man? And I'd say yes. Women cannot be men. No, real women. No matter what they say, they might say, "Oh, I'm so happy. I've got my own career. I don't need any other man. I can do this, do that." And saying at the end of it, it's exhaustion because you're trying to be something you're not. No one can be happy if you're not able to be themselves. You can't. You're doing something that's not natural to you, going against your nature.
Above all else, be true to thyself.
Be true to thyself. And I know there are feminine women, and then there are women that are not so feminine. Like I was saying, so everyone needs to be true to themselves. Okay. So what you need to do in that instance is find a man that actually appreciates that. There's someone for everyone. And does submission mean weakness?
Submission mean weakness.
This is the thing when they said, "Oh, if you're a housewife, you're in submission. You submit to him." So it's not really much a submission, but let's say, like saying, letting the other person. I think more lines to letting the other person have final say. Okay, and you know what? You should be confident enough, and you should have the trust in your partner to be able to make the right decision in that area. If not, he should not be allocated that area to look after. True? Yeah. It's all about, confidence and trust. Otherwise, you cannot trust that person. Do not marry them. Do not stay with them.
Trust is very important.
Because it
has to be earned.
Yeah, they're affecting your life. That person you marry, that person you live with.
You've got to know that you can depend on them. You've got to know that someone's got your back. And it come hell or high water, that somebody's there unwavering. Unwavering.
So, and it also comes back to, how... Can a woman respect a man she has to lead? If she has to make all the decisions, look, there are men that are hopeless in life. There's people that are hopeless in life, and there are men that are, including men, have no life skills and so forth. So if she has to be, and she happens to have more life skills, if she ends up with a man like that, she has to lead him. Obviously, then it makes sense for her to lead. Would she respect him?
Well, it's all, I don't know. It's like the word respect, I suppose, is the operative word.
Yeah, no, I say no. She would not respect a man.
It's not likely.
Not likely. Yeah. I find it very difficult for, actually.
Yeah.
Women more than men as well. Women will absolutely, I say hand on my heart as a woman.
Yeah.
Would not respect.
That's right.
But there are men not necessarily lose respect.
A man will date a waitress even if he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But a billionaire woman would never date a waiter. No.
Yeah. But they're saying, but in some instances, you're saying, oh, she's so hopeless. You can't, you have to continue to lead, and that he'll get fed up because he's like in the end he'll be like with a child.
Well, in the relationship, there's either one person's higher than the other.
Yeah, one person
operates and functions at a higher level than the other.
But if you acknowledge
usually what occurs is that the other person either has to come up to their level, or the other person that's higher has to come down a bit.
Yeah.
Come down a peg or two, and both of them are uncomfortable.
Because you're not being yourself.
Yeah, you're not functioning on the same levels. You're not in the same wavelength.
Yeah, and on that, we're coming towards the end of our show.
Oh, already?
So I hope everyone's enjoyed it. And I have to apologise to people. We had some issues with the phone. We've missed a couple of calls. So, we have problems having it through. But, whatever you wanted to say, you can please leave it in your comments on my Facebook page, Miss Dragonfly, and also Make Marriage Great Again.
And while you're there,
leave your comments there.
And check out 89.3fm.com.au.
Please follow both if you can, because I post different things on the Facebook pages, but at least follow one. Okay, and don't forget to download your free copy of my book, Your Complete Partner.
How to choose the right partner for love and marriage.
For a lifetime. So you download it from the website makemarriagegreatagain.net. So today is a bit of a, I'll say controversial subject. But
Well, there's a few subjects.
But it is a few subjects. We might actually continue next week because it actually is a big subject to continue with. And also we might start looking at some, I'll say, celebrity marriages in terms of having a look at how a marriage would function, or how other marriages have been. Case study, in other words.
Case studies.
A case study. We do case studies, and we'll look at celebrity marriages because that's the marriage everyone knows. So I'm going to have a common frame of reference. So we might continue on with this with, you know what, putting traditional gender roles and how that apply to a marriage we know. So I might be critiquing that way. So, like I said, so do you think traditional gender roles still have a place? Why or why not? So leave your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are by leaving your comments on my Facebook page. And remember, if you like it, like the show, please like, share, and follow my Facebook page. And I am Miss Dragonfly, reminding you to make marriage great again.
And why were you called Miss Dragonfly?
Because dragonflies see things in lots of different spectrums. And if you've been following me, you can see I actually see things in a lot of different spectrums. And with my assistant, thanks Bluey for joining me again today. Okay. Come back next week. If you dare.
Come back again.
So until then, everyone, remember to tune in at the same time next week. And until then, it's bye for now. And we will be going to our full 2-hour show shortly in the future, in the next few weeks. So I'll post about that on my Facebook page as well. So till then, bye for now.
Bye.